Hi, I'm Tony Gutierrez from Nebulb, and today I'm going to show you the new features that has the new release of the software Nebulb for landscape astrophotography, because last Saturday I released a new version with a lot of improvement. The version most important since the initial version of the software 2 months ago, because this version has a very important news, and in this video I'm going to show you this improvement of the software. First of all, I'm going to show you a Milky Way session. This is a Milky Way session. If you look here at the left side of the software, you can see the information of the all images loaded in the program. 30 images, 10 minutes of total capture time. And in this session, okay, and this is the normal session. I'm going to apply well, here is the Milky Way without noise, because this is the result after stacking. This is the normal one row image. This is one row, and after stacking, applying the stacking over 30 images, this is the result. The same picture without noise. The first with noise, the second without noise. But the problem, the Milky Way, the intensity of the Milky Way is the same, because there are a lot of light pollution. Then this is not a new, because this is the version before it has this tool, but I like to show you the noise, the light pollution reduction slider. You can reduce drastically the light pollution only with a slider, and you see the difference. Without reduction, this is the picture, and with light pollution reduction. Okay, it depends on the amount of light pollution. You can force more or less this slider, but yeah, in this sample I have a lot of light pollution. For me it was difficult even to see the light pollution by neck edge, and this is the result. Yeah, like before, this is not a new of Nebulb, because this is the main one of the main functionalities of the software, the light pollution reduction. But there is a new module, and the light pollution module, there is a new module called Sky, that with this module you can apply several processing to the sky area. First of all, you can perform a star reduction. Is for example, if you move the slider to the maximum, you see the difference. For example, here in the detail of the nebula of the Lake Nebula, I think it's called in English Lake Nebula, the stars inside are hidden, because the star reduction control is to the maximum, and you can play with this slider to get the appearance that for you is good, because this slider is under exposing the stars, the more brightest star. For example, here you see stars. Of course, there are stars, but if you don't apply any star reduction, you see more stars. And what is the best position? It depends. You can play with this control, reducing stars and combining with the next slider, the glow slider, because you can apply a glow to the star, to the brightest star. Yeah, you see, it's like here you can see more, a glow to the brightest star here. Okay, here it is, and then you can combine the star reduction with the glow of the stars. It's more artistic controls, but it's a new tools that you have in Nebulb. Okay, then you can adjust like you want. Generally, for me, it's good a star reduction over 50%, maybe between 50 and 80, but this is a personal taste. It's because I like don't remove all the stars. I like that these stars are in the picture because I know that in this nebula there are stars and I don't like to lose them, but it is a personal like that. Then another control that you have now is an smoothing. You can apply an smoothing to the sky area without taking in account the stars. Then you have these controls apply only to the stars and these controls only to the rest of the sky without the stars, the starless images. Then you can smooth because due to the light pollution reduction is too high, it appears a noise. Then you can smooth the sky area to reduce this noise, maintaining the detail of the stars because the detail of the star is maintained. Then you can apply a smoothing. This is the radius of the smoothing filter, and this is the intensity. If you go to the maximum intensity, you get maybe an unreal, yeah. The stars are here like before because they are not smooth, but the sky maybe is too smooth. Yeah, you can play with this control because it's yeah, it depends on the person, it depends on the picture, but these are new tools that you can use as you like. Yeah, for me it's the default value is intensity 50% and the radius you play with it. Okay, and another new feature, one thing that is very common is to apply or to take a shot specifically to the ground area with a special lighting, or maybe a person in the scene. Yeah, the typical specific picture for the ground area. The problem in Nebulb was that you have, okay, a processing for the sky, a processing for the ground, but at the end is the same. The origin is the same picture. It's not different. Then if you have taken a specific shot for the ground, the last version of Nebulb don't let you to introduce this specific shot. But now it has changed, and you can choose. You have here controls buttons to import the normal images for the stacking, and you have a new control to import a specific picture for the ground. For example, here there is a picture where it's me with a light. Nothing has changed, but in this list box now you have more options. For example, you have here master image. Master image is the image that I have loaded now. This is now loading the master image. Okay, this is the original one. And here at the left side you have master image and the information of the file, the capture time, and this is the original picture with a lot of noise in the sky, of course, because this is a single image. But the ground area is like, well, it's not a great shot, but it's nice for me. Okay, this is me with the light, and you can choose a line and a star for the sky combined with the master image for the ground. If you select that, you get the combination, the merge of the two pictures. Then you have the Milky Way with the whole detail like before. Yeah, you can hear, of course. I have a lucky session because I get a meteor as well. And in the ground, you have the base, the master image for the ground with me with the light. And the only thing that you have to do is to select the image. If you don't like, you can remove it, select another one. But now you have the option to select a specific image for the ground and to combine it with the sky area. And this is a new feature of Nebulb. And next news. The next news that I'm going to show you are related with meteor showers. this year, for example, for Perseids meteor shower, this year the Perseids meteor shower, it will be great. I recommend you that try to enjoy the Perseids meteor shower that this summer in, I think it's in August 13th, I think. It's in weekend from Saturday to Sunday. It will be great, the Perseid this week. This is a Perseid of this week, not this year. The Perseid of 2 years ago, in 2021. And news related in meteor showers. Everything related to detection, aligning according to the radian, everything is the same, because you know that, if you know, I'm going to show you, that Nebulb automatically detect and align according to the radian all the meteors, and you can classify or split all the flying objects that the program detects. I mean, satellites and planes. You can remove them and get only the meteors that are belong to the main meteor shower. This all performed automatically by Nebulb. But the new of this version is the color of the meteors, because with this version the blending of the meteors to the sky area has performed to maintain the color, the natural color of the meteors. And with this, when I take this session, I knew that the meteors were with a high green color, were very beautiful. But with the last version of Nebulb, the color, when you overexpose the meteors to show in a bright way, they lose the color. For example, if you reduce the exposure of the meteors, you get the normal. This is the normal intensity, but the problem that you get is, yeah, they are great, but are too weak. They are too weak. Yeah, there are meteors here, but are too weak, and the image, they don't look fine in the image. Then, for this reason, with Nebulb, you can increase the exposure and to get more brighter meteors, and this is nice, very nice. But the problem with the last version is when you overexposure the meteors, you lose the color. For example, I'm going to show you the same picture with the last version of Nebulb. That is like that. I'm going to open exactly the same picture. This is the last version of the software, the version 1.1.2, and the another one is the version 1.2.0. And I'm going to show you the same here. And another, during the loading of the project, I'm going to show you another new. That is, you can apply a glow also to the meteors. You see this glow here, this glowing? This is the normal without glow, but you can apply like with the stars. Here you see the glow of the stars, for example, because I apply a glow to the stars. And you can apply as well a glow to the meteors here. Okay, it's going to applying because it's a little bit slow, because I'm loading the same project in the another version. But as you see you can increase the glowing as you want. For me, it's nice here. Okay, you see the glowing. I mean, if you increase, it will be more higher, the effect of the glowing. But at the end, you can choose between 0, don't apply any glow, or 100%, that is a very, very intensive glow, like this. For example, this is IT, and 100% maybe is too high, but it depends. It's an artistic tool, and you can use it like you want. Here you see the maximum glowing. It's like for me, it's a nice effect, but not too high. I'm going to reduce it to 50% more or less. Okay, this is more natural. For me, it's nice, this effect, I like it. But if you don't want, you don't apply glow. But I was talking about color. Okay, this is the same picture loaded with the previous version of Nebulb, and I'm going to represent the meteors in the picture, and this is the same picture, the same. As you see, the same meteors, but the difference is the color. I'm going to, as you see, the difference is big different in color. Here you can maintain all the color, the natural color, even I increase the exposure and the equalization. And here I increase the exposure and the equalization as well, but I lose the color more, a lot. If I decrease, if I leave the image like that, like is it, is here is the normal. You see, you can see the natural color. Okay, I'm going to decrease the darkness as well. Okay, you see that this is the natural color of the meteors. They are green. This is the natural. And here you see the natural color. But with the previous version, when you applied overexposure to highlight more the meteors, you'll lose the color. And this is resolved, this is absolutely managed and solved with the new version in Nebulb, and you can increase without fear of losing color, you can increase the exposure, the equalization, and you maintain the color. This is I'm so happy with this implementation, because I knew that this meteor shower session had great colors. I was a little bit sad because this is a great photo, I like it, but I knew that I lose the colors, and now I'm more happy because yeah, it's great. This is I like more this version than the previous one. And this is the news related with meteor showers. And the last important version, the last important features are related with star trails, because some years ago, in 2015, I think so, yeah, more or less, in 250 was, no, 250, no, 215, sorry, I saw a picture of an Australian photographer, Lincoln Harrison. I love this photographer. Its star trails is where it is magnific. Lincoln Harrison, and I saw a picture of star trails that I love that picture. And since that moment, I knew that I had to do some development to get this kind of picture. I'm going to show you the news related star trails with a Nebulb. First of all, I'm going to show you a normal star trail, a picture of a star trail, and I show you the different options that you have now with star trail processing. Okay, it's not loading. This is a multi-session that I used to say. This is a quadrantiles, a meteor shower session with quadrantiles, and at the same time I have a star trail, because in a meteor shower you get different pictures. This is I love that picture because I have a lot of colors. I have a polar here with all the stars rotating around it, and yeah, it's nice, but it's the classical one without planes. Everything is smooth, you don't have planes, you don't have gaps. This is, for example, the same image without processing, only stacking with a maximum stacking. You get here meteors, a little bit gap. The smoothing is not great, but with Nebulb you have, okay, here is the same picture, but without planes, without meteors, without satellites, without gaps. It's perfect. This is not new. This is like in the last version of Nebulb, you get these features as well. But the new now in Nebulb is you have different effect of options. I'm going to open another session of Nebulb, and I'm going to show you different options that you can get with the same pictures. Okay, I'm going to, for example, the fade in, fade out. Oh, where are you? Here. Okay. This is related with a fading. You can apply now in Nebulb a fading with the stars. Then to avoid this hard transition, it's possible to apply a fade in and a fade out to the stars during the stacking. Then you can get a very different feeling in the picture. For example, here, if you see the difference here between this image and this is the same image, the same, exactly the same. The only difference, okay, there are two differences here, but I'm going to remove one of them, the glowing. I'm going to show you now the glowing effects. But the only difference now between this image and this, I'm going to perform a zoom, is the fading. In this image you have a fade in and fade out, and in this, no, it's only a stacking, a normal stacking. And with this effect you can create a more smoothing star trail without hard transitions at the beginning and at the end of the stars. It's more artistic sensation when you create this kind of images. Maybe I love it. I love it, and now it's possible to create automatically in Nebulb. You only have to select it here. You have only to select the special effect, fade in and fade out, and that's all. And during the stacking, Nebulb performs it automatically, this fading and fade out. Yeah. And as well, you can apply a glowing to the stars. In the star trace, it's possible to apply, and you create more artistic effect. It's like a glowing in the stars, as you see, and you have two difference: fading, fade out, and with glowing. I like it. Apply a little bit glowing for me in star trails is great, because you get the smoothing due to the fading, and as well the smoothing due to the glowing, and it's a double effect that for me I liked it. You can apply more or less. Don't apply a lot. The maximum is maybe too fantastic for me, but yeah, it's possible to apply. It's up to you. It's artistic decision, and you get, well, it's very, very nice because you can play with it. And if you only apply a fade in at the beginning or a fade in at the end, you can get a different effect. For example, like a comet, you can get an effect it's more like a comet. For example, if you only apply a fade in at the beginning, you get this more like a comet, a fade at the beginning of the stars, and it seems that the stars are rotating counterclockwise. That is the normal rotation because it's the polar star here. As well, you can apply outglowing as well to create a more smooth feeling. I like to apply a little bit glow to the stars. The color is different because I apply different parameters here to this image, but it's the same, exactly the same. The color is the only difference because the adjustment for the color are different, but it's the same. Or you can apply as well a fading to the end of the capture, and you'll see the same effect, but it seems the stars are rotating clockwise in this case, but the stars are rotating always in the same direction, but it's an artistic effect that it seems that the stars are rotating in the opposite way. And like before, you can apply a glow to the image, and this is a different effect. As well, very similar to this, you have another option, that is the sparkly, the initial sparkle, I think is here. Okay, I'm going to show, it's more similar, but with a difference. This is the initial sparkle, is an sparkle to the initial of the capture. The first start at the beginning, in the first period of the capture, there is a sparkle, and then there is a fading effect, and you have, it's like the effect before, but with an sparkle at the beginning. It's a different sensation. You have here more artistic effect. Of course, you can play with the glowing to increase that effect, and yeah, this is another option. And you, like before, you can apply the same but in the opposite way. This is an initial sparkle. You can apply an end sparkle, a final sparkle, like that. It's the same but with another, within the other side. Where are you? Final here. This is another option that you have to get new versions of the star trails. The same like before, but with the stars, it seems that they are rotating to the opposite way, counterclockwise. In this case, it's the normal rotation, because we are in the north hemisphere. And here as well, you have this sparkle at the end of the trails. You can increase the glowing like before, and this is another option. And there are two more options that for me are the most special option, because this is the effect that I've told before, that I saw with a picture of Lincoln Harrison, and I fall in love with this effect. And finally, it's possible to get that effect automatically in Nebulb. This is the vortex effect. You have two vortex. The output vortex is an spiral vortex in which the stars are outside, are releasing and leaving the vortex, and from the inner of the vortex to the outside is an output vortex, because the stars are, it seems that they are becoming from that point the polar star. In this case, you can apply a glowing to increase the effect as well. It's maybe too high. One important thing is you don't have to select the polar star. It's automatically estimated by Nebulb, because Nebulb detect all the stars, they calculate the star rotation, then Nebulb, to perform this vortex effect, estimate with high precision the exactly point in the image where is the rotation center. And it's important for you to know that this effect, the vortex effect, is only interesting if you have the center of rotation in the image. If the center of rotation, the polar star in this case, is outside the image, this effect, it hasn't got sense. It's important that the center of rotation is in the image for this effect. But what you are going to do, what you see here, is not an what is this effect? The vortex effect is a combination with the zoom. It's only a zooming. It's a zooming. This is an output vortex. This is an output vortex. Yeah, an output vortex. It means that you start with a high zoom, and during the capture time, you are going progressively reducing the zoom. You start with a higher focal length, for example, and to perform the comparison, you start with a high focal length, and you end at the end of the capture with a wider or lower focal length. This is a zooming effect. If you start with a far length and you end with the low focal length, you get an output vortex. It's like everything is go outside the vortex. But you can get the opposite effect. I'm going to show you the opposite effect is the vortex in the input vortex. It's like everything goes to the hole, or everything goes to the center of the vortex. It's like a point where everything is escaping from that point. It's an output point, and this is an input point. No? The sensation is different. And the only difference between this picture and this picture, the only difference is the zooming, the direction of the zooming. In this picture, you start with a wider focal length and finish to the higher focal length. No? This is a digital zoom, it's not a physical zoom, but in the end it's the same, is to apply a different zoom to each image of the stacking. Then if you, during the stacking, during the capture time, you change the zoom to the image and stack, you get these vortex effects, and you don't have to do anything. It's done by Nebulb automatically. And of course, here you can apply as well a different glowing effect. Here, yeah. And you have two versions of the same picture with the vortex, and I love that effect. For me, it's very artistic effect. It's a different option. And what have you do to do that? The only thing that you have to do is to import all the pictures to the software, and here in the star trail section you have an special effect. If you unselected it, you'll get the normal star trails with the hard transition at the beginning and the hard transition at the end. And if you selected the special effect, you can choose the effect that you want to the star trails. Fade in and fade out is the first that I've showed you. Fade in only at the beginning, fade out only at the end. Final sparkle or initial sparkle, and the output and input vortex. You can use the effect, or you can play with different effects if you want. Important thing, you have to reprocess each time, because it's an effect that the modification of the zooming or the changes in the exposure of the pictures are performing during the stacking. Then if you want to try different effects, you have to reprocess. But it's like me, I have different, with the same pictures, I have, well, how many versions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and without 8 versions of the same star trail picture. It's a creativity option. You have a lot of creativity options here, and you can select it. And well, this is all what I would like to show you. This is the new version of Nebulb. Is available since last Saturday. Then if you are a Nebulb user, you only have to open Nebulb, and Nebulb will update automatically. And if you don't are a Nebulb user and you like this software, you have like this video, you like landscape astrophotography, and you like what you have seen in this video, and you would like to know more about Nebulb, this software, which kind of license, everything how related to Nebulb, I suggest you that visit the nebulb.com. Here in the description you have the website, and subscribe to the newsletter of Nebulb, because I inform of all related about Nebulb in my newsletter. And here, when you subscribe, you will get all the commercial information of Nebulb, and after that you can unsubscribe where you want. It's only selecting a link that is in the email that I send, and yeah, you can subscribe. It's too easy, and unsubscribe is more easy at the end. And that's all. I show you more features, and I'm going to record more videos about Nebulb. And yeah, see you in this video. Bye.